A very warm welcome back to Six Ashes for episode 25 with me, MrSealyp. It's still day 4, mid-spring. I'm pretty sure in the last episode I kept saying early spring on day 3, but it was mid, regardless of that. 12:40 and poplars are all done. And when I say all done, this field here, let's just open up that, field 24, is mostly done. Apart from that little triangle over there, field 26 and 27 are done. It's not the prettiest job you'll ever see, but there are poplars in the ground, and that's all I'm bothered about at the moment. So, the reason I've got a little bit missed in the corner there, I had the first 3 pallets that I did and ran out. I bought another 3 pallets. When they ran out, that was what was left, that little corner, and I honestly didn't think there was much point getting more pallets just to that little corner. We've got enough poplars to be getting on with. Now, the money is going down, as you can see, top right hand corner, because I've got one of the guys from the pub, Rory, has offered to help out. I made a decision with regard to some of the jobs, and I know I said I probably wouldn't do anymore. As you can see, he's on field 8 and he's fertilising. If I go across, no, like so, we've got some fertilising contracts, some quite lucrative ones. I've done 2 already, which if I've put the screenshots up, you've seen already. But as we go further down, there's all those cultivating ones as well that I said, I wasn't sure if I was going to do. Now, the thing about those is about looking forward. I need to be, at harvest time, I need to have as many fields that will be ready to harvest, that if I pick them up as contracts, whatever crops left over, like I've done before on previous farms, and I've done on this one last year, any crop left over, rather than sell it, I'll store it. That can all go towards pig food and whatever I need it to. It just makes sense to make sure those fields are as prepped as they possibly can be, so I can get maximum yields off them, because a lot of fields from last year that were saying cultivating or needs cultivating, I didn't cultivate because I just ran out of time. And now, and all the way through last year, nothing got put in them. The kind of local farmers didn't put anything in them. So yeah, I think I need to cultivate as many as I possibly can, fertilise as many as I possibly can, then hopefully the local farmers will get some crop in them, and it will just maximise what I can get off the fields when we get around to harvest time. That's my kind of way of thinking. Now, the other thing I'm going to do at this moment in time, we are going to go ahead, I am going to get some seeding done, don't worry. I know I said in the last episode, because I really want to use that Novag. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a seeder, it's not... I'm not going to use it, people go, oh, you know, it doesn't look anything, you know, it's a seeder. But what I am going to do, I'm building up my piles here of stuff, we are going to get rid of this. Although, hang on though, because that limes as well, doesn't it? You know what, we're not. I'm going to get something in addition to then. Although I'm going to probably empty the fertiliser out of it, although it would give me the option to do 2 lots of fertiliser at the same time. Yeah, it's time to upgrade as far as those go. So what I'm going to do, it worked out incredibly well on... Mine's gone blank. Stone Valley. The exact TLX Geo spread. It's only 24,500. If you saw me do any farming on over there on Stone Valley, it's brilliant. It can go up to 45 metre spread, which speeds up the process so much quicker. So I've leased one at the moment, which is what Rory's using out on field 8. But what I'm going to do now is actually buy one for the farm. Although my slot count is getting up there, so I'm going to have to be careful. So I think Rory will probably collect that at some point. The other thing I'm going to do is go and grab the cultivator. The cultivator I said I probably wasn't going to use, and I'm probably going to sell because I'm probably not going to do any cultivating. Giving it some thought, I'm going to use it. So once Rory's done a couple of the fertilising jobs, I'm going to then grab the cultivator and I'm going to do a few cultivating jobs out in the fields. Again, just a bit of prep work for some of the local farmers, and hopefully that will help me in the long run moving forward. That's the plan. We're also going to go and have a look at field 14 in a minute, because thank you to everyone. One of the main landowners locally, GB, messaged to say that it was all very peculiar, because the fields that I did manage to get fertiliser and manure on, well, which is a fertiliser, I shouldn't have been able to, and field 14 looked like it was fully grown. It's not, and that's what we're going to have a quick look at. Sorry, I know I'm driving over there, I could have just got there first. It's because I was going to sell that fertiliser spreader and then suddenly remembered it does my liming, so I don't want to get rid of it. We'll get out there very quickly, just bear with me. So I'm driving up through field 20, which we also own, coming up on field 14. Now, because I kind of did the aerial view and the overlook sort of page, the difference is quite stark. Now, I did say this was a field I did a contract on in the kind of the off season. Now, this is what the field looks like fully grown. You've got all these little bits, you know, and they're all very lovely. And you can see the manure I put down as well. If I use the tool, people are still referring to it as the Wopster, I know, but the hand tool, I can't remember what it's called, but 100% grown, 100% fertilised. So that's 100% grown. This field, 14, isn't 100% grown. And the last time we looked at it, it wasn't even at this point. But as you can see, there's none of the little bits in it, because it's not fully grown yet. 67% with zero fertiliser. Now, when I first came onto this field, a lot of people were also commenting to say it's not it's not a proper field. It's like verge grass, but there is a very definite edge between the verge grass and the field grass. This is an actual field. It's not just all like verge grass. But weirdly, I couldn't get anything on it. When it was at its lowest cut, nothing. When it was only at 33% or whatever it is, it wouldn't let me put anything down. And it still won't let me put anything down now. I've tried manure again as well. Now, the manure trick, if you want to call it that, which a lot of people said to me, that's how you can get all your states down if you're struggling, is if you do put fertiliser down, you can put manure down straight away and it will take the manure no problem. Field 14 won't. GB is baffled, but is looking into the situation. Like I say, being one of the major landowners locally, he has more fields than most people do, so he can do a bit more research. Although that being said, I don't know if anyone missed the kind of announcement thing from Giants. The precision farming, first stage of precision farming is coming on the 8th of December with what looks to be like agronomy, proper, you know, GPS mapping, soil testing, all sorts of stuff. I honestly don't know how they're going to get that onto to work on console. But anyway, it's supposed to be coming across platform. So there we go. That's field 14. I'm not too sure what's happening with it. At the end of the day, if it just grows to full height and it's not fertilised, then it's not fertilised. It's still grass. It's a big field. We'll get a load off of it of whatever we need, whether it be hay. Oh, the other thing as well, Anne-Marie down the road, we had a bit of a chat. She agreed to put up a set of silos here at the farm, which we've now got here. They restock them because it belongs to them. They just put them up here, and then when we use anything, we pay her. So we can either go down to the ones they've got down at their farm, or we can use the ones here, which is going to make life so much easier as well. So we can get a lime seed and fertiliser out of that. So thank you very much, Anne-Marie, for that. Next stop then, grab the cultivator. It did say my worker was stuck, so I'm assuming Roy's got caught up on a fence or something. But what we can do is double check the contract to see how we're looking. 95% complete, so close to finishing, and then gets hung up. We'll go and check on that in a minute. Oh, that was the other thing. The vandals are back. Look. I need to get some security cameras. Probably one up on this building here, overlooking the shed. I think because it's open. They don't go into this one because it's a closed shed, and I suppose there's that risk that if you get in here and someone catches you, there's only one exit. Whereas at least here, I guess they feel they can just bolt. Oh, they've done these as well, look. Hooligans and miscreants. I don't know. Bring back national service, that's what I say. I'm only joking, I don't want people to go bonkers in the comments or anything like that. Although people will probably, some will agree, some won't. So there we go. Cultivating, I will get some done. And I'll get a couple more fertilising jobs done. Next time I see you will be day 5, late spring, and then I can get some seeding done. I think. I need to tidy these bales up. I might just leave them actually, otherwise they're going to come back and do them again anyway. Oh, Rory. I need to go and sort Rory out. I know. I'm back again. It's still day 4, mid-spring. Another job. And it's a good thing actually that I'm thinking of them now. When it was going through the winter and it got to the last couple of days of winter, and then day 1 of spring it rained all day, and when you've got no jobs you can do, it's much easier to kind of jump ahead. So you jump ahead a day or you jump ahead half a day. But it suddenly dawned on me, field 65, yeah, field 65 that had our open sheep pen in, needs ploughing and it needs grass seeding. The other thing I need to do while I'm here, I need to do some repair work on 519 on the Xerion. So what we've done is we've leased the RYC. Oh, it's produced by Rowley Christie 1. It's the RYC. It's just the RYC 1. Can't remember now. When we hook up to it, we'll see. This is a 6 metre plough. Yeah. There is the Lizard 6M, which I've used a lot. And the Lizard 6M is 17 grand, which is brilliant for a plough. 6 metres wide and runs at, is it 9 miles an hour, 7 miles an hour? This, the RYC1, is also 6 metres. As you can see, folds up, which I think the other one does as well. This is only 8 grand and runs much faster. Is it 12 miles an hour? Something like that, which is absolutely fantastic. Now I'm only going to use it for a tiny bit. Oh, I thought it was going to clip me then. A tiny bit here on the field. It's just where the sheep pen was, and in the middle needs sorting out. Oh, we've got Rory's finished on the fertilising he was doing. Indicator still on. Turn that one off. Because the patch in the middle, whilst it has got grass on it, is not fertilisable grass. So to get maximum yields again, and also just tidy it all up. Now the tarmac section there, I think I'm going to leave. Like I said, we might put a shelter on it. If we are going to do anything with it, we're going to need to get a JCB or something out, dig it up, and then I realise I can just plough over it. I am aware, but But it also means I get to use the grass seeder, the little grass seeder, which we haven't used before. Yeah, this whole section here in the middle. There is grass growing on it, but it does need to be sorted out. So what I need to do now is L1 and triangle, allow create fields, drop that down, there we go. This entire section in the middle needs to be sorted out. And like I say, apologies if, I mean, I'm not apologising, no. I'll keep doing that. The seeding of our fields will happen. I know it's in the last episode, it will happen in this episode, but then that realisation that actually, you know what, I've got a load of jobs that need to be done. It will get done, just needs to be done in the correct order so I get everything done that I need to in the time I've got, because time is limited. We don't have all the time in the world. Yeah, this runs at 11 or 12 miles an hour. It's only running 11 at the moment, but normally runs at 12, which for ploughing is pretty impressive. So lift that up. So what I will do is we'll get the Fent over with Rory. We'll get some fertiliser on top of this as well. We'll get the grass seed done. Get another load of fertiliser on it. We need to maximise the yields. I've got plenty of grass fields. It's not like our first year where every single scrap of land that we could find to do grass work on was essential, because we have got a load of grass fields now. But I'd still rather this be productive, as productive as it can be. Also just means the plot of ground where the sheep pen was, just my own sanity, it just needs to be tidied up, you know. Actually, before I do that, let's just check on. Yeah, he's only 69%, and it says well, not contract complete, but he's finished working. So again, I'm assuming he's got to a part on that field where he can't work out which way to go, or if it's like on the other field, he was actually stuck in a hedge. But it happens, doesn't it? This to lease, I haven't bought it, it was I think 453 to lease. If you lease it for the first hour, leasing costs after that won't be that high anyway. It's only 8 grand to buy. Think of the amount of ploughing you can get done in an hour when it can run at up to sort of 12 miles an hour. There we go, that's all I need to do on here, I think. I don't know whether, do you reckon, it's only a thin layer of tarmac over here, do you reckon it will get through that? The answer is yes it will. I know you wouldn't normally plough through tarmac with a plough. It would do a lot of damage, I know. And that is that part done. So fertiliser over, and then we'll get some seeding, some grass seed done on that. So we are going to get some seeding done. At least that's sorted anyway. Excellent stuff. What day am I recording this? It's Friday today. Black Friday. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone. I did have, I spoke to Mark Pierce, Farmer Pierce, the other day. And he asked what we were doing for Thanksgiving. In all honesty, in the UK, we don't celebrate it. Generally speaking, as a nation, I would imagine there are maybe some Americans living in the UK that do. There may be English families with American relatives maybe that do. But as a rule, we don't. It's not an English thing, because obviously the Thanksgiving thing was pilgrims heading out from here to the US originally. So yeah, we don't really celebrate it. But happy Thanksgiving to everyone for yesterday. It was yesterday, wasn't it? Yeah. So Black Friday sales today. Anyone got their eye on anything in particular? New TVs, that kind of stuff? I was looking at those fancy OLED TVs for, apparently they work phenomenally well with the PlayStation 5. Blimey, are they expensive. even when they're discounted in the Black Friday sales. Oh, wow. So yeah, won't be getting one of those. Thought it might be quite cool. Maximise the potential of the PS5, but that's going to have to be put on hold for the time being. Again, I will see you in a little while. Get the fertiliser over, and then we'll get some seed down. Yeah, that's what we're going to do next, I think. Yeah, definitely. I need to go and check on Rory again. I think that's going to be the phrase of the day, isn't it? Field 59, completed the fertilising contract on. fertiliser came over here. I've got some weird strips, some areas where I cleared snow that are now saying they require fertiliser, which is odd. And it actually turns out it was only the very middle section that needed fertiliser, but I was ploughing out anyway, and that side too. This is the little Cedar 400. This is by CM. It spreads out to 6 metres, and it's just a little seed spreader, which I thought for doing grass seed it kind of fits really well, you know, because you can spread grass seed like this by flinging it. You can throw grass seed by hand. I just thought it worked very nicely for doing this. So if I turn it on, there we go. So just flicking our grass seed out. I'll go over a little bit because I've missed a bit on the edge, but I'll come back and tidy that up. I went down to the yard because I had those couple of pallets of seed left over from when we sold our lemkin. So I thought what I'll do is, don't need to lower that. I thought I'd just go and grab some of that. I might need to grab some more actually. There's more here than I thought. And then we'll get some more fertiliser on it. When we get into its first growth stage, we'll then maybe get some manure on it, something like that. Haven't quite decided with it either. But this goes at a fair lick as well, so if you are going to be doing... I mean, this will do any seeding. It won't do planting crops, but it will do any seeding. So if you've got some small fields, you can whiz over them really quickly. No horsepower requirement because there's nothing dragging in the ground. Works really well. I'll tidy up a couple of bits I missed. There we go. I'm really pleased. I think when I looked at this when it came out, when I kind of did the review, this is the first time we've had a seeder like this. Now we've had these little gravity fed ones that do fertilising and lime and stuff like that, but to have one that does seeding, it's brilliant. Well, I think so. You're not going to do massive fields with this, obviously, and like I say, it just kind of fits very nicely with doing grass. So. Anyway, I'm going to get the rest of this done. It's all part of the day-to-day. So what we're doing at the moment. I don't want to skip ahead. Like I said, it's fine skipping ahead when there's no jobs to do. I don't want to skip ahead and then all of a sudden we're on day 5, late spring, and I've got a new fertiliser spreader. This has been ploughed and seeded, and people are like, well, hang on a minute, we didn't see any of that. You know, this is what I'm doing. This is the job that needed doing today, so this will get done. I'm glad I remembered to do it. I'm still seriously considering. I think I might put an offering on the fisheries. You know, and we've got a couple of little angling lakes there for people to go and do a bit of fishing. Or if we're going to have it as a fishery, we can have it as, you know, where we actually stock it and then grow the fish, that kind of thing. But we'll get paid for having the land. It's a kind of wise investment moving forward, I think. Gives us another bit of extra land, doesn't it? Let's get that done. We're up to the edge. It's all a bit bumpy around here where we did the original building, and the land needed to be levelled, and I'll be honest with you, the contractors that came out and did it didn't do a great job, and I'm wondering whether that was half the problem with the what we had go wrong with the silo in the end. Although I have been reliably informed by the company that it is all fixed and the newer versions of it work perfectly well. So if that's the case, that's wonderful. Just didn't work out that way for me. Right, so that's that bit done. Drop that down. I'm still looking at the options for cows, and I said about doing beef. I'm thinking of going with limousine. Been doing a bit of research. Bit of help from the British Limousine Cattle Society, who've been helping me out with some advice. Now I'm pretty sure this is only going to be the middle bit again that needs this, but there we go. Probably didn't need this on a 45-metre spread, did I? Should have narrowed that down a bit. Let's narrow that down. Let's take that down from 45 down to 24. That should do nicely. Being able to adjust the spread width on this from 24 metres up to 45 is from 24 to 45 is just brilliant. There we go, let that grow, and then once we've got some growth we'll be able to get our third state on, and then we'll be good to go on this field. I'm glad it's all sorted, it needed to be done. I have got a little bit more seed left in there. What I'll do is drop this here for a second, take the seeder back to the store, and then I'll just unload the little bit of seed that's left. I mean, to be honest with you, I could return it with what's in it. It's not a huge amount of seed. It's not going to break the bank, 259 litres. But yeah, nice bit of kit that. Glad I used it. Oh, I've got those forks there. Probably don't need those anymore. I realised as well those other forks from the straw harvest add-on, I leased them. I didn't buy them, which I didn't realise. I thought I'd bought them. I had a leasing fee last night at midnight, and I thought, hang on a minute, well, why am I being charged a leasing fee? Because I didn't buy them. I think it was my initial plan was I'll just lease them, see how we get on, and they worked really, really well. So keeping them seems like a smart move. So maybe we'll invest in a set. Right, let's see if we can do it right this time. Indicator on. Turn in. Indicator off. There we go, I remembered this time. And weirdly, having used all of that, whatchamacallit, poplar seed, that pallet remained, and it has seed in it. I don't understand why or how, but it has. Right, that's the seed left. Disconnect that. Good to go. Now I have my choice. Look at the size difference. Do I... Right, field 43 I've got active. I need to go and do that. Carry on doing all the fertilising jobs, then move on to the cultivating. Or do I just switch and do a load of the cultivating ones now? Like I say, they're going to be done off screen. I'm not going to put you through that. Why won't you get to see the new cultivator? I'm just thinking I'm going to have to push back the seeding of our fields till the next episode. Because I've got more work to do, and we haven't used that new cultivator yet, or you haven't seen us use the new cultivator yet. So I suppose that's going to be the next step. I'll get that fertilising job done, and then we'll get the get the cultivator running. Okay, fertilising job on field 43 is done. I've come to grab the cultivator, and we're going to do a cultivating job on field 60. As you can see, this is a little bit like when I had the crumbler originally. It's on the limits of... Hang on, is it this field here? That one. Yeah, that one there. It's on the limits of, especially down some of the tighter lanes, we are touching hedges as we go. Which isn't the end of the world. Some of the narrow entrances might be a little bit tricky to get into. Now these are fields that I think withered last year. 10 metres wide, so it's pretty handy. You know what, I think I've made a decision as well. I was thinking about this on the way over. I am going to I'm going to buy the Fishery. How much is it? 87. We can afford that. Get a little bit of extra land there and there. I'm also thinking, yeah, I'm going to buy it. I'm also thinking what I might do is look for, oh, that's done. Oh, this guy's at 12 as well. Right, turn that off. Maybe one of the the selling stalls. You know, the like the farmers market stalls. There was one by, is it Omatana? The small one. And possibly putting that at the fishery if it will let me put one there. So I'm just thinking, anyone that comes to any fishing, if we've got eggs and milk and stuff available there, and water, I suppose, because you can sell water on it as well, can't you? If people come and they want to grab a few bits, either I know a lot of people bring like camping stoves and the old Kelly kettles and that kind of thing. If you want to have a brew and you've forgotten your milk, or you want to fry up some eggs, or you just forgot your water and you want, that's not a bad idea actually. I might do that. So what we'll have to do is have a scout around at the fishery. Now we've bought it, see if we can put one of those maybe as an option. First priority for the eggs is Mrs. Holland at the post office. She's asked, so the first lot. Now we've only got 100 chickens. As on Stone Valley, I think I had 1,200 in the end, 400 in each coop, and they were. I mean, the eggs we were getting, it was a ridiculous production rate for eggs. But we've only got 100. It's taken a long time to get one of those cardboard containers full. But the first one of those will go to Mrs. Holland at the post office, and then what we'll look at doing is if we do set up a stall. Now the other problem, I suppose, the only downside with that is we're not going to have any milk, are we? Because we're not going to be doing, we're not doing dairy cows. I suppose long term, the goal would be at CJ, if we do beef, like I said, which I haven't done before, and then moving further, looking further ahead, maybe into next year, if we do well with the poplars and we get a load of good money, make some money over the winter this year, maybe buying the other, well, it is actually the dairy farm, isn't it? Where are we? Yeah, the other dairy farm. So we can have CJ farm here as our beef production, and then have a dairy farm and do milk production up there. That's way more expensive, but that's something to aim for. Shouldn't really stop when you're cultivating or ploughing. But this will make fairly light work, and there are routes around now that I can take that will avoid any potential sticking points for the cultivator. This does have a rear hitch on it as well, which I think is what the crumbler's supposed to attach to. And I don't know whether or not the crumbler's the only thing that will attach to it, or whether you could put other things on that. I don't think there's any seeders that you could put on that would work. But anyway, that all being said, this is the amended job list. The job list that I originally had has now been amended and has been expanded upon. So we are now doing these extra, I say extra jobs, they're not extra jobs, they're jobs I should have been doing in the first place. Just jobs I forgot, the forgotten job list, let's just call it that. And this is, we are cultivating relationships with local farmers. Like I say, this will help us in the long run when it comes around to harvesting. The more fields are available to harvest, the more crops we can have extra, the more we've got them for pig food. I've got enough money I could just go and buy pig food. That is the other option, is if you've got a good income on the farmland you're working on and you want to run pigs, you could just go and buy pig food. But the thing with that is, for me, it's more about playing, it's more about the farming. For a lot of people, they will go into a proper kind of the economics of it all, and they will only do things if it's economically viable. If you're running, doing pigs and it's costing you more money to keep them and rear them than you're making when you sell them, then what's the point? My argument is, the point is of doing the whole process of having them. A lot of farmers don't make a lot of money, and sometimes they do make a loss on certain things. For me, it's about the process. It's about having them and rearing them and feeding them. But if I can eliminate one of those costs, if I can get as much of their feed as I possibly can for free, then they do become financially viable. I don't know, you know, it just depends how you want to look at doing it, how you're doing your farming where you are. I just enjoy the farming, and I know a lot of people in the past have said, I would never hire you, you'd lose money, you'd be a terrible farmer. I probably would be, but I'd enjoy doing it. So there we go. Let's disconnect. The case IH Tigermate 200. Well, mine went blank, I couldn't remember what it was called. Works really well, we'll get this done in no time. And then, hopefully, in the next episode, we'll get on to seeding our own fields. We'll get our own stuff done. Well, we'll get some planting done as well. We'll get some corn in the fields and probably some soybean was what I decided, wasn't it? I thought we were going to do. I am considering ploughing out one of those grass fields though, so I might grab the RYC one back again so we can have maybe a couple of fields of soybean and one of corn. Again, that I haven't quite decided yet. Should have lifted that really. But anyway, we have come to the end of another episode. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you're still enjoying it. If you are, if you have, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free, and if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.